Hello everyone, welcome back. Good to have you here. It's Angela again, and today I'd just like to take this opportunity to say a very warm welcome if you're new to my channel, and everybody who usually follows along with me, thank you guys so much for following along and taking this time just to have a little relaxation or craft along session with me. So today I'm going to do a little page insert. And you saw me use this in the Lilac Journal. I've had so many requests from people to share how I did that. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. I've got one that I've made already because I'm putting one in each of the signatures. So let's have a look at it and then we can get on with what we're going to do. Now, what this is an insert that goes into your signature like this. You'll have other pages either side of this, but really it starts as a tea-stained page base. And then what I do is I fold a piece over, decorate that. You've got a lovely tag here that I've just made with scraps and some of those new die cuts, those funky ones, which I love. It goes into a little pocket here. You've got a little tuck spot here again, just a piece of ephemera from my Wildflower kit. Then on this side you've got a little image that's got a shorter fold there, and I'll go through all of that with you. And then on this side you've got a little envelope that I make, and it's really easy to do this. Some stenciling, some layering here, and this side here has got a little pocket you decorate up. Then the little specimen cards that we made a couple of weeks ago, I've got a tutorial for that, so you'll find that in the Wildflower Journal playlist. And then one other piece of ephemera that I'm just putting into that pocket over there. Right, so we're going to make another one very similar, just with different pieces, but same theme. And then we'll have this ready to go into our Wildflower Journal. All right, so I'll have photos of this for you to copy, so you'll see them at the end of this video as well if you've missed anything. Right, so I'm going to just put that to the side at the top there, and we're going to talk through what you need for today. Now, the very first thing that you'll need is a piece of tea-stained paper, whether that be A4 or 11 inches by 8.5. It doesn't really matter. And this is what we're going to do with it. All right, so the first one here, and this is a guesstimate. If you're using a US letter, I'd make this half an inch shorter on this side. All right, because that's really the difference. It's slightly more than that, but make this a half an inch smaller. Right, so on this side, I've folded, let's say about 4 inches. 4 inches. So 4 inches from the left, you're going to measure. And you're going to fold that over. Gosh, I knew there was something I'd forgotten downstairs, and it's my bone folder. All right, so there's that. So that's the first step. Then on the other side of the paper, we are going to fold 2.5 inches. All right, so that's what you want to do there. So 2.5 inches from the right, you're going to fold over. Okay, so that's what we're doing there. So we've got a fold there, and we've got a fold there. All right. We're going to start with this side over here. So I think that's the easiest. Seeing as I've just made that one, and I thought, no, I should start on the other side. So you see, it does pay to work these things out up front. Okay, now for the little image that I used over here, and the one I'm going to put on here, these come from my mini pages. So you've got mini pages are 2 journal pages in the journal pages kit. This is the Wildflower Wishes kit. So it's half the size of a journal page. And this particular one had these beautiful windows on the one side. And on the other side was this lovely one here, which had the tag with a B. So I'm going to use this one now. So it's just cut the page on the line for halfway, and then I've effectively cut it again in half, so it's a quarter of the page. All right, now what we want to do is we want to take the wider flap, we want to centralize this. Now I didn't measure anything with this, I guesstimated it, and I'm going to guesstimate it again. I have got this board, but you know, I think it's 1.5 inches down there or thereabouts. And I want to measure just an inch I think it's an inch. Yeah, just an inch away from our center fold line there. And then I want to just make sure this looks roughly centralized from that direction. And as I said, I am just guesstimating this. I think with my inch, we're looking about there. And I think that looks about right. Maybe a little bit higher. Okay, it's not the end of the world, but we want to just get it in place. Now, me with my pencil, I like my pencil, my Hello Kitty pencil. Hello Kitty was my favorite childhood little crush when I was young, and I never had anything other than a pencil from Hello Kitty, but I've always loved Hello Kitty. Now I'm just drawing with my pencil around where I want this to go, and you'll see why that is in a minute. I'm also going to hold that in place. Just as a rough guide, I'm drawing a line on the back here where the paper ends, and that's for my glue line. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to put some glue that side of the line, and I'm just going to use my glue stick because I'm going to stitch. If you're not going to stitch, you're welcome to use a stronger glue, and I recommend it. All right, but whenever I stitch, I use this because save on my needle. Right, okay, now we can go back to our little pencil lines, and we don't have to stress because we know it's going to be exactly positioned exactly where we want it. I thought that was glue from now, but it must have been from earlier. Okay, so there we've got that in place. All right, now I'm going to just put that aside for the moment. I'm going to do some stitching around this in a minute, but I want to prep something else that I need to stitch, so I'm going to do it all at once and get on with our next piece. The next piece is also from a mini page. I've taken one of the mini pages. This one was also a mini page here, and these were on the same sheet, so that's why I'm using that. And this is going to be the base of our envelope, so this bit here. All right, and I found the easiest way to do this was to fold this page, now that is the right way, in half. So I'm going to just fold this whole mini page in half like that. You can take any piece of paper to do this, but there we go. All right, now the other thing I'm going to do is I want to measure this bit before I glue anything. This is the measurement now that we're working from, so we're using our mini page as a guide, and I'm not giving you measurements because it'll be slightly different if you are in using a US size kit or an A4, but it doesn't matter because our measurements are here in front of us. Now what I want to do is I think I want to centralize that a little bit more. Well, I'm going to take it like this, I think. So I'm not going to waste, but I'm just lining up this edge to match up to this edge and this edge to match up here, and I'm going to draw a pencil mark so I know where to cut that off. So I don't want to glue that and waste it. All right, so I didn't do a very, there's the pencil line. I didn't do a very good job of spotting it, and it's getting a bit overcast outside, and gosh ladies, I am not complaining about that. As you know, we had a hell of a heat wave here, and I'm so relieved that we have come through that, and we now have cooler weather. I've even got a long sleeve top on, so yeah, so I'm going to keep that because you know I have uses for all these bits and bobs. Don't throw them away. Right, so we've got this in half, and this now will fit the width here. All right, so that's good. Just want to move that way. I'm going to now just glue this together. We can just glue that together like that, just on the one side, and again, just using the glue stick. So just match up my corners and get that nice and smooth. I think I'm going to have to go and run down and get my bone folder in a minute. But you know, there's nothing wrong with using other tools if you don't have a bone folder, I think. And look how nicely the ruler worked. So you see? And then we're going to just take our oxide distressing and just lightly distress over there. Right, so that's going to be the bottom of our envelope now. Right, so that's going to form the bottom bit. Right, so we can leave that there. Now for the top bit, the flat bit, what I did was, and I didn't cut this so I could show you how I did it. I've taken along one of these lovely stripy pages, and I love these distressed stripes. You want to take the bottom of your envelope. We're working lengthways now, and as I say, you just need to get the width of your envelope there. And I'm going to put this on the edge here, and we're going to cut all the way up. So that's just going to give me the measuring side of things. So get my little, you can use your scissors, draw a line. Just keep all the bits and pieces, right? So this whole piece here, the length of the sheet of paper, is what's going to form the back of our envelope and the flap. So what you need to do is just fold it completely in half. Join those up. Join those up like this. And this is a really easy way to make an envelope, and a really sturdy one at that. Alright, so now again I'm back with a glue stick, and I just want to put glue on the bottom half of my piece of paper. And again, match up those edges like that, and we'll just use the ruler again. Okay, what's that now? Doesn't matter, we won't see it. Right, so there we go. That's now going to be the edge of the back and the flap. And what I'm going to do is, because I haven't got my bone folder, I like to use this metal one. It's got a nice fine edge and it's not sharp. The blade's further up, so that's fine. And I'm going to use this as my scoring tool now. Right, so stick that over the base there. All right, move it slightly up. Keep your edge in line there, and just make a little pencil mark there. And do the same line, but just move it down so you can see, like that. All right, and then what we will do is we can score a little line here. All right, so use a scoring tool. I'm going to use the back of my knife here. That's what I used to use before I had an actual bone folder. Now on that particular line, there we go, and then I can just use this as a bone folder just to squash that down. Okay, so there we go, we've got a flap now, and now we've got the front of our envelope, so that will be our little envelope there. All right, now if you aren't going to sew, you can just go and put some glue on these three sides and stick it to the base. I am going to sew, so I'm just going to put two of these little clips on. That's just going to keep it in place when I'm stitching. All right, so I want to also take the corner here. Now this is lovely and firm because you've used 2 sheets of paper, and remember I use 60-pound weight or 160 GSM, depending where in the world you are. Right, I want to just round off my corners there and give it a little bit of a distress. And then I will take this piece, I'm going to stitch around there. Then I'll take this piece joined on here, and I'll start over there and I'm going to stitch around there. All right, then on this one, I will be just stitching a border right around there, purely decorative. You don't have to do that. All right, so I'll see you back here. Right, so I have stitched around there, and I have stitched around there, as you can see. So that's all done, and I have stitched around the edge here. All right, now I'm going to stick that down, but before I do that, I just want to put a little bit of do a little stenciling. So I've got my bundled sage and this lovely one that Vilma talked about, and I went and got that, Vilma, so thank you very much. This one's called Saltwater Taffy, and it goes really nicely with this. My only comment is don't use it lightly. All right, so it's a lovely color. So I'm going to use my 2 brushes and I'm going to just stencil. Doesn't matter if I get it anywhere there because this will all be covered, but I'm using my Finnabar stencil. This is on my Amazon list. People ask me about this one a lot. So I'm just getting this lined up here. I'm just going to do some random stuff. So I'm going to use the taffy one, and as I said, go lightly with it. You don't want it to be too dark, so I am just doing this randomly. And if you're not sure, then do it on a space like that where you can check and see how dark or light it is. All right, so I've got this still in place, so it's not moving. Just want a little bit here and there. And then with the green, I'm using a different brush, I should say. And just want to put some bits of green here and there. Okay, so just a little bit there, as you can see. Okie dokes. And then we are able now to stick this down, and we're going to cover that complete area. So I'm going to hold it by the, I nearly said the lid, but it's not the lid, it's the flap. And then just get some glue onto the underside of this. Now these envelopes are really lovely for journals because they're quite sturdy, having used the 2 sheets of paper. So yeah, great ideas can come of this. So we've got that. I'm using my Fabri-Tac, and now I just want to line this up first of all with these edges here. So let's get that lined up there, and of course on that side, and then you can let it drop down to these edges as well. And we'll just put 2 of these clips on like that. Those are just quilting clips. Love using those. Right, so we've got that there. Got a couple of things to do. One is to put a strip of ribbon on it, which I will do in a minute. But I'm going to just put a couple of flowers on here. So I just want to grab these bits. First is, I just love these. This is from the Funky Art Deco flowers. This is in my Amazon favorite tools. I do love these, and I've used them quite a few occasions now, especially for the last few projects. So I just love them. Love flowers, and of course, what's better than the wildflowers? Any flower I love. Right, so that's just a sentiment from my ephemera kit. And then these are going to go, some arrangement, just over here. So I'm going to have it just half off, half on. I'm going to have to trim that, but that's okay. So I think we will have to just move that up for a moment. Let's put the clips on over here, and we can carry on with what we're doing over there. So I think I want it half on, half on. I'm going to put it all on, I think. So I'm going to chop it at that point. That one's all right, and we can get these down. So I'm going to just use my art glitter glue because it's got that nice fine point, and just have a little chat to you while I'm doing this. So yeah, we were talking about the weather. I am so relieved because I've seen, as I've been sitting here, that we've actually had some rain here today. We haven't really had any rain since the really hot weather, and we're not allowed to use sprinklers or anything. So I was really worrying about the grass and the wildlife and everything else. And yesterday, my son had a little pigeon he found in the corner behind the garage there, where it was a very quiet place, just sitting there, and it wouldn't move. And I thought it had hurt itself or something. So he did manage to pick the pigeon up. But when I was looking, there was nothing wrong with its wings or its legs, and there was no damage. And we phoned the vet just to get some advice. And they said that, you know, animals have taken strain with the heat, and it could just have flown into something and be a bit stunned or just exhausted. And so could we give it water and some seed or whatever? And we did that, and it seemed to have recovered and flown off today. So, well, that was good. So yeah, all the animals have been taking strain, you know, the wildlife especially. So yeah, I do have a water bath for my birds. They don't seem to really go in it though, which is sad for me. But I see them if I water the lawn or in the morning, you know, not normal, because I haven't done that for a while. I see they do roll in the lawn, the little tiny birds. They like to get the droplets of water from the grass, which is so cute. Right, I'm just putting on a paper flower here, so we've got that little bit going on over there. Right, so I quite like how that's come together. And this is a great envelope. You can store all sorts in here. I'm just making sure. I just want to burnish this nice and flat. And now I'm going to close it because I want to put on this little ribbon bit quickly. So yeah, I've got this side. Is that flat? Yeah, so I'm going to just use my fabric tack, and I've got a stripe here, so I've got a really good gauge for the glue, and we're going to just get that straight across. Abby's looking much perkier too. She did have a cooling mat, and she didn't even pant in the hot because we had the fans on and I didn't go outside, so I had the cooling mat that goes in the fridge, and she loves that. So oh gosh, she just sleeping away now. We didn't sleep well for a few nights. I think she's still catching up, bless her. Right, so, and we had a little walk again yesterday. We didn't walk in the hot weather, that was too much. So I'll just get my big scissors out. I just want to cut the end of that off. There we go. And I am not putting anything on this ribbon, it's just a plain ribbon. All right, so we'll leave that like that. Now we just want to make sure this is the upright position. With these, before I go on, you'll see that one of these, I've got this folded with a wide side on the one and the narrow on the other, where this one's got the narrow on that side and the wider piece on there. So I've just done the reverse, but it makes no difference which side you do what in. Okay, so we've got this side now. And what I did here, this is much quicker and easier. I've taken one of my lace pages, and I have cut it out to fit over the edge here like that. All right, so that's what we've got there, and I'm not sticking it down yet because I made a little pocket piece. Now you see, that's what happens when you leave one of the wet wipes lying there that's got wet. So I'll have to cut another one of those. But what I did was I cut a piece to go out to fit like that. So this one's going to fit your 2.5 inch fold over. So 6.5 centimeters. So this one is just short, so 6.25 centimeters, or in inches this is just short of 2.5. All right, just to give you a little border. And then this one is 2 1/4 inches, so not much less. And you'll see it'll fit in like that over there. All right, now I'm going to go and sew around the edge. I'm going to cut another one of these but I'm just going to sew this down. You can glue it, but it doesn't give you, it's a thinner border, and I'm able to stick a wider tag in here if I stitch it, but it's not a must. All right, so I'll see you back here in a moment. Okay, so there we go. I've just sewn that around the edges. So that's done. Got a little sentiment I'm going to put at the top here. Be a wildflower. Absolutely. Be wild, free. Do as your heart's content. Grow where you like. I think that's a great sort of motto for life, really, isn't it? Just be yourself. Do as you feel. Right, so there we go. Now this bit, yes, it's going to go on here. So we're going to put that on there. So that's easily done. I'm just using my glue. Now, if you were wanting any lace pages and you don't have a printer, or you do have a printer, I do sell them as a separate, as a digital in my kit, in my Etsy shop. And I also have them as part of a printed pack with the creamy lace pages and the collage sheets, so look out for that. I will be introducing a few new kits, small kits and background things and template kits and whatever into my shop, and it'll also be on my website, which I'll introduce to you when I'm ready with everything. So during next week, so be on the lookout for that, and we'll have some lovely introductory offers as well. So yeah, I love using the lace pages, and I love how this peach and green is blended together there. Right, so we've got that there. Now I'm going to just get this flat glued down. So we'll just move that up. So I'm going to move it more in, because this glue particularly is quite runny, and that's why I had the wet wipe out in the first place, because it went all over my desk. So I'm going to put it more in this time, and then we can stick that down. That's better. All right, so we've got that there, and then I'm going to just move this like this so it's easier. Again, I'm going to take my stencil. I'll do this a little quicker this time. Here's the fold line, so I don't want to go over that. Although we could do, so let's just put it up like that, and then let's just get out our colors again. So I use the smaller one. Gosh, the neighbor's dog's always barking. I'm sorry. They're not barking at anything. I'm sure we all have those dogs in the neighborhood that just like to bark for the sake of barking, and I love dogs, but it does annoy me a bit when it's 6 in the morning or 6:30 when they let them out, and I might have had a late night, you know, with working, and then I've got that. It is annoying, and they don't go and make any attempt to stop them either. So right, so we've got a bit of green here. Put some green in the middle. All right, so there we go. I've got that done again. Okay, so we've got that there, and I just love that effect. It looks lovely. Now I'm going to put a little pocket there. So we're going to do one of these. So I've got it all ready for you. I've got one of these come from my add-on kit, and I've got 2 plain ones. So you've got the peachy background one and the green one, and they go in different directions. Well, they can go in any direction you like, really, but I'm going to use it like this, and I'm going to put this one just over there. So I'm going to get that stuck down first, I think. These ones without the pictures on a great opportunity to, you know, decorate it in any way that you decide. So it's an opportunity to individualize it and make it your own. Now, I did a tutorial on this before with the lilac ones, if you're wanting similar ideas. But it's not difficult to do this, and I do love it. Now I've got a little bit of lace, and I'll put that on in a minute. I've got some die cuts. I've got 3 die cuts here. So these are just like a nice lemon one, a sagey one, and this peach flower, which I like to use a lot. All right, so I'm going to just stick these down. All right, and now we can put our lace on, and as I said, using the fabric tag for that. So I want to get this quite far to the edge, and these trims all come from Plum Boutique, as you guys know. So and then what I did was I took my paper flowers again, and I love these. I've just made combinations, put 2 on top of each other and sewn 2 little buttons on. So I thought I'd do the bigger one at the back, and again I'm just using my fabric tag for this. So I'm going to just stick that on over there. Oops. And then this over here. Get those big scissors out. These are super sharp. And just want to lift that up. There we go. And everything is coming together nicely. Right, we can take our clips off there. We can blow off the distressing little bits. Right, so we've got a little envelope there. We've got this, which needs a tag. So I've made this with scrappy bits that I've just torn. You've seen me do these before, and if you're wanting, I can attach my tag video that I did on how I do this. Excuse me. So this one I'm going to put in here. So that one's going to go in there. This tag is, let me just give you a measurement, 5.5 inches in height. All right, so be mindful of the edges here. So I would make, what did I do mine? 2 inches? Yeah, 2 inches. The tag is 2 inches. Right, so there's the little tag for the pocket there. And then I've got this envelope, listen to me, this lovely journal card, this postcard that I've made from my ephemera pack. I've added a tab onto it, and just so I could put a ribbon on. That's going to go into that little tuck spot there. And then on this side, we've got, again, the other little dried flower card we made. And these will all be in the Wildflower journal playlist. I love making those. And then this is just another piece of ephemera from the ephemera kit. So I've just added different alternate colors there. So that's going to go there. And that's going to go there. And then we've got our bit in the front, and there we have it. All right, everyone, so that's how I did those. Great insert for any journal. Pretty, it offers layers by being narrower on each side. And I'll show you how I'm going to insert those now as well. Okay, so I have just folded this from that position to that position, and squashed it there. And the reason is because I wanted to layer up here. So this is the very first signature we're working on. I've put in one of these little daisy pages here, which is one of my little vintage book pages, and I'm going to lift that up. I'm going to put this in there, so meet up with the spine. That's going to go like that. I'm going to put this whole section back in there like that. So it's going to be layered up here with this page. So you see we're making lovely layers. And then I've got this little daisy page, which I may or may not put over there. Let's just see on that side. Yeah, I think I'm going to move the daisy page and put it there. Now that's the joy about not sewing in your signatures. I might actually change that to another page completely, like the next page, and put it in over there. I think that's better. Okay, so you can change things up as you choose. All right, so we've got that one there, and that looks lovely. Love the layers. And then on the other side, we've got the window there. We've got these two little pockets come through from what we've just made. And then on the back, we've got this lovely bit, which matches beautifully with that. All right, so that's that signature and the insert there. Then the one we haven't worked on yet, again, I'm probably going to move this page, so I'll just pull that out. Again, I have, I'm going to turn this around, I think. So we'll have this on the front side, and I'll put that in here. So that will go there like that. All right, that'll meet up the stripes and everything there, and we've got that there. Like how that's all come together. Then on this side here, we've got this, and we've got that over there. So I haven't put in my other book pages yet, but you know, and those things are able to change all the time with me. So I've still got to add those in, so those might move. But as I said, that's where we are with those at the moment. Okay. So there, everyone, that's our little project for the weekend. I hope you're going to have a lot of fun with that. I am going to pop on and see you on Sunday. We'll do a quick little project then. I was thinking of doing something like this. So pop on Sunday. We'll have a quick little project to share, and I'll see you then. So until next time, stay well, look after yourselves, stay warm if it's cold, and stay cool if it's hot, and have fun crafting. Thank you everybody for your support. You're all amazing. Bye bye.